Once, in a village near a dark forest, lived a spirited girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She got her name from a bright red cloak her grandmother wove, which sparkled like rubies under the moon. As Halloween approached, the villagers whispered of strange happenings in the woods. One crisp night, her mother called, "Your grandmother is unwell. Will you take her this basket of goodies? Stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." Excited yet anxious, Little Red Riding Hood donned her cloak and grabbed a basket filled with treats. She waved goodbye and set off, the leaves crunching underfoot. Entering the forest, the trees loomed ominously, their branches like skeletal fingers. The moon cast eerie shadows, and she felt drawn to a foggy path that glimmered strangely. Ignoring her mother's warning, she wandered down the trail. Suddenly, a tall, cloaked wolf appeared, his eyes glimmering. "Good evening, Little Red Riding Hood," he said. "Where are you off to on this fine Halloween night?" "I'm visiting my grandmother," she replied, trying to sound brave. "Ah, I know a shortcut through the haunted path," the wolf offered. Little Red Riding Hood hesitated. "No, thank you. I'll stick to the main path," she said firmly. The wolf smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Suit yourself," he replied, retreating to the shadows. Determined to reach her grandmother, she pressed on. The forest grew darker and strange sounds surrounded her. Glowing eyes peeked from behind the trees and ghostly whispers filled the air, but she reminded herself to be brave. Finally, after what felt like hours, she arrived at her grandmother's cottage, shrouded in fog. "Grandmother?" she called, her voice trembling. Her grandmother appeared, pale and gaunt. "Come closer, dear," she croaked. "I've been waiting." Stepping inside, Little Red Riding Hood noticed cobwebs and flickering candles. "I brought you some treats," she said, holding out the basket. But her grandmother's eyes glinted like the wolf's. "Thank you, my dear," her grandmother said, her voice smooth, "but I feel rather hungry." Before she could react, the door slammed shut. Shadows shifted and the candles flickered ominously. "You're just in time for my Halloween feast," her grandmother cackled, revealing sharp teeth. Little Red Riding Hood's heart raced, but she remembered clever girls outsmarting monsters. "Oh, grandmother, you love surprises. What if I brought you the biggest surprise?" "What is it?" the grandmother asked, intrigued. "A dance," Little Red Riding Hood said, spinning and pulling out her red cloak. "Join me." As she draped the cloak over her grandmother, the magic took hold. The grandmother transformed into an ancient spirit, cursed to seek souls. "Free me!" she howled, filled with rage. With courage, Little Red Riding Hood began to dance, her laughter echoing. The spirit swirled with her, and the curse began to break. In a blinding flash, the spirit was set free. "Thank you," the spirit whispered before vanishing, leaving light behind. The cottage transformed, becoming warm and cozy again. Little Red Riding Hood stepped outside, the moon illuminating her path. She skipped home, thrilled by her adventure. From that night on, she was celebrated as the girl who danced with spirits and outsmarted wolves. Every Halloween, villagers honored her bravery, leaving pumpkins at the wood's edge. And so, the tales of Little Red Riding Hood lived on, reminding all that courage and kindness could prevail even in darkness. The end. We're waiting you back for next adventures. Subscribe for more.